All right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. Osho's vision of meditation. And I gotta tell you, it kind of flips the script on what most of us think meditation is. It's not about following a bunch of strict rules. It's more like this, radical invitation to discover yourself.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. Think about that for a second. He's not handing you a map with a step-by-step guide. He's saying, look, I'm not going to tell you where to go. What I can do is light a fire in you, a real passion to go find out for yourself.
So that brings us to the first big idea, which is really the cornerstone of his whole approach, a direction, not a map. It's all about pointing you in the right way, not handing you a treasure map where X marks the spot.
Yeah, so right off the bat, you have to just forget about getting to some fixed destination. The focus is completely on the journey itself. And what a journey! Awake, throbbing, unpredictable. I mean, I love that description. It's about letting go of that feeling that you have to get somewhere with meditation. The whole point is the process, the experience of being alive and aware right now in this very moment.
Okay, so who was this guy offering this totally different direction? Let's take a moment to talk about Osho himself.
Wow. I mean, how's that for a self-description? Never born, never died, only visited this planet. You know, right away, that tells you he's not your typical spiritual master. He isn't talking about his life story or his lineage. He's framing himself as something else entirely, almost like a temporary phenomenon, just a visitor here to share something.
And for a visitor, his impact was, well, it was massive. And get this, he's considered one of the most prolific nonfiction authors ever, but he never actually wrote a single book. It was all from his talks, which were transcribed. His teachings reached millions, and yeah, they definitely stirred things up. He was adored by many, but also faced a ton of controversy, making him, for sure, one of the most talked about spiritual figures of the 20th century.
And when we say prolific, we really mean it. We're talking about thousands of hours of recorded talks. He addressed pretty much every big question you can think of, all the major challenges of modern life. He really created this incredible library of insights that people are still diving into today.
All right, so that's a bit about the man. Now let's get to the real heart of his vision. And this is where it gets really interesting. This idea of meditation as a quality. It's not something you do, it's something you are.
So Osho starts with this super relatable question. I mean, think about it for yourself. We're all born with this natural capacity for joy, for playfulness. So what happens? What gets in the way of us actually experiencing that?
And his answer, well, it points right back at us. The challenge is all the stuff we pick up along the way, right? The conditioning from society, the constant mental chatter, all those self-limiting beliefs that tell us what we can and can't do. That's the barrier. And this is his revolutionary solution. This is the real game changer. Meditation is not an activity. It's not something you do for 20 minutes and then tick a box. No. It's a quality of awareness, a kind of relaxed attention that you can bring to literally anything, walking, working, listening to music. It all becomes a meditation. It becomes a way of life.
And this comparison really makes it crystal clear. You know, the conventional view is often about sitting silently, trying to empty the mind. It's a specific thing you do. But Osho's vision is just so dynamic. It's about infusing your entire life with this meditative awareness. And this was a huge departure from older traditions that sometimes saw the body and the world as a distraction. He was all about finding the sacred right here, in the middle of our everyday lives.
And he was really practical about it too. He knew that for most of us today, with our busy, restless minds, just sitting down and being silent is, well, it's almost impossible. So he created these unique, active meditations. These might involve intense breathing, cathartic movement, or even dancing, all designed to help you release physical and emotional tension first. That way, it's so much easier to settle into a natural state of quiet awareness afterward.
So this all sounds pretty inspiring, right? But how do you actually start? Well, let's look at the tools that are available for this journey of discovery.
And there are a ton of them. You've got those unique active meditations we just talked about. There are all kinds of online and offline courses. There's that massive library of his talks in both book and audio form. And of course, in the modern world, there are digital apps to guide you.
And the whole reason there are so many options is because this is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all system. The idea is to have this huge range of techniques so you can experiment and find what actually resonates with you. It's all about supporting your individual path.
And for those who want to dive even deeper, there are specific platforms you can check out.
There's the Osho International Meditation Resort in India, the Osho Multiversity for online courses, that huge Osho online library, and the Osho app for on-the-go access.
So, we've explored the vision, we've looked at the tools, and now the focus really turns back to you. The journey begins now.
Because you see, at the end of the day, the goal isn't to become dependent on a teacher or a system. The entire approach is designed to help you relax into your own being and discover the meditative potential that is already there. It's your natural birthright.
And that brings us full circle right back to where we started. It's such an essential reminder. All the resources, all the insights, they're just there to point the way. They can only give you a direction. The journey itself, that's yours and yours alone.
So, the only question left to ask is the one that only you can answer. With this direction in hand, with this passion to discover, where will your journey take you?